I'm grateful for the attention that's been paid so far, although I would say, and I would urge the government to consider this fully, I find it deeply disturbing that in the 5th wealthiest country in the world, 2.5 years after this disaster, we are still waiting for people to be rehoused. We are still waiting for a series of actions to be taken, and that just deals with the initial problem of the ACM cladding, not the subsequent issues which I've discussed. So what I would urge ministers, and I note that the Housing Minister is in his place and is attentive, and I believe he's very sincere in his desire to improve matters, that we look very thoroughly, we look afresh at the need for resources in DCLG, both in terms of human resources of skilled people who understand the issues and who are trained in building safety. We look at the issues in terms of fire inspection for fire services. In my case, in a typical English county, it took months for the local fire and rescue to inspect all the buildings. They worked very hard with the limited resources they had. We need to look carefully at the resources, both for dealing with emergencies, but also inspecting and understanding the risk and taking urgent and determined action to tackle that risk. And that, as I've said, covers a number of fronts, both at official level in central and local government and on the ground, with firefighters, building control officers, making sure that this new inspectorate has real teeth and has suitable resources to take the action that's needed. I'm sure the Minister would agree with me that this is a vital point, and I would urge him to ask his friends in the Treasury to look afresh at this issue and to commit the substantial and significant sums of money on a timescale which is appropriate for the urgency of this very serious issue. And I hope that he will take account of this plea. My town of Reading and the neighbouring small town of Woodley, which also falls largely within the Reading East constituency, are just one small example of many towns and cities across the country where this very serious problem exists. Luckily, we have not yet had a disastrous fire, but that could happen at any time. We need urgent and determined action from central government in the lead to tackle this dreadful problem, and I hope and I urge him to take the scale of action that is needed.